that you could say God is right there with us the whole way, giving us the guidance, holding in a way the space for perfect love and perfect peace, and yet will not interfere with any lessons we need to learn. It's like having the perfect teacher. You know, a really good parent doesn't overprotect. You, in a way, some of the best parenting is just keeping them between the lines and letting them. We need to bump into things. We need to eat a little dirt occasionally, you know, and 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 a good parent is there making sure everything is safe, but letting us learn the lessons. Otherwise, we end up leading an isolated, sterile life, and then there it just takes more time, and then we have to learn the lessons that we could have got in our childhood later in life. And some of us do that too, you know. So like you can think of God as the perfect parent that maybe unlike our worldly parents, we actually want to increase our dependency on that. As kids, we go through this period of dependence where we depend on our parents. Then we strut and we rebel and we want to gain our independence. And then later in life, we finally realize that we can be interdependent. It's such a nice, and that's not my idea, that's a child psychology, you know, development formula, but it's a nice one. But when it comes to God and truth and perfect love, we want to keep constantly increasing our dependence on it. It's the only healthy addiction. And any other addiction in life is is a substitute for that. It's like God is all I want, and I want every single bit of it. I just want that. And look at this. Lesson number 41. God goes with me wherever I go. How perfect is that? And then it says, today's idea will eventually overcome completely the sense of loneliness and abandonment and all the separated ones experience. Today's idea will eventually overcome completely the sense of loneliness and abandonment all the separated ones experience. So the separated ones, seemingly, in truth, there is no separation. In truth, we never left. You know, of course, as we're dreaming, we're at home dreaming a dream of exile. And so, but to put it in time and spatial terms, yeah, we're the separated ones. And we believe that we've been abandoned and loneliness because deep, deep, deep down, we chose loneliness and abandonment. And just taking that gentle responsibility for that idea begins to dissolve those, and we merge with the love we never left. And it says depression is an inevitable consequence of separation. That sentence right there is also the solution to all depression. Depression is an inevitable consequence of separation. And so what do we do but practice joining? So are anxiety, worry, a deep sense of helplessness, misery, suffering, and intense fear of loss. All that comes with the belief in separation. Have a seat on your bolster. And have the right leg in front of the left, the heels out by your knees. Slowly curve forward. As you curve forward, you can feel the sensation that comes from the shape, seemingly separate, isolated, unique sensation. So instead of worrying about that sensation, instead of complaining about it, instead of being afraid of it, use it, repurpose it to get through it in your mind to love's presence. If I'm feeling anxiety, then I'll choose to follow the anxiety. Can I get still for just a moment? Can I sit with the anxiety? Can I sit with the worry? Can I sit with this deep sense of helplessness, misery, suffering, or fear of loss? Can I just sit with that and stop reacting to it? Because if I get to the root of it, if I can sit with it and disarm it, I can get to the root of it, and it will get me closer and closer to the source of the thought that made it, where it can be forgiven, where it can be held to the light and dissolved. Slowly raise up. Switch the cross of your legs and curve again. Paragraph 2, it says, the separated ones have invented many cures, quote unquote, for what they believe to be the, quote, ills of the world. But the one thing they do not do is to question the reality of the problem. Yet its effects cannot be cured because the problem is not real. Okay, so that's like sitting in a movie theater, watching a movie up on the screen, and seeing something on the screen that upsets you, and then yelling at the screen, and yelling at the characters. Or worse, trying to change something that's happening on the computer screen or the movie screen. It's futile. We've got to get to the source. We've been tricked into trying to fix problems where they do not exist. Slowly raise up. See, and the ego has just enough. This is the power of belief. We can't discount the power of the ego. The power of a belief is just enough to help us believe that we're having an impact, that we're actually solving a problem. But it's simply not true. It's false. Now spin around and put your legs up on the wall. Have your head on the bolster. And have your strap handy. This is a lesson with a lot of information. And so I want to keep the shapes simple. And I'm basically going to end up reading, I think, the entire lesson. Open your strap up, bring it around the arch of your right foot. Hands high, relax your foot. Slowly bring your heel off the wall. Yes. See, the purpose of the shapes in many ways is to just, I use this term occasionally, the purpose of the shapes is to throw your mind a bone. Just give the ego mind a little something to do. It's all safe. It's all helpful. There is physiology behind everything we do. But now you know the real purpose of the shape and the real purpose of the sensation is to follow it in. Follow the pain, follow the sensation to get closer to the source of it all in your heart and mind. And here it is in paragraph 3. Deep within you is everything that is perfect, ready to radiate through you and out into the world. It will cure all sorrow and all pain and all fear and loss because it will heal the mind that thought these things were real and suffered out of its allegiance to them. Your fingers may be have some sensation, they may tire a little bit, but be with it. Let the shape, let this moment lead you deep into your bones as a reflection of you journeying deep into your mind. Everything is welcome. All thoughts, all feelings, all emotions, everything is welcome as you journey inward. Release your heel to the wall. If you need a rest on your fingers, take the rest. Don't erase the sensation, just rest them, and move the strap to the arch of the left foot. Your foot stays relaxed, your knee stays extended with the least amount of effort, toes relaxed. Slowly bring your heel off the wall. Could be just a half an inch. Don't let the knee bend. That's it. Just let the shape lead you into your bones as you journey deep into your mind. And let these words be helpful as they come through. In paragraph 4, you can never be deprived of your perfect holiness because its source, capital S, goes with you wherever you go. You can never suffer because the source of all joy goes with you wherever you go. You can never be alone because the source of all life goes with you wherever you go. Nothing can destroy your peace of mind because God goes with you wherever you go. We understand that you do not believe all this. How could you, when the truth is hidden so deeply within, under a heavy cloud of insane thoughts, dense and obscuring, yet representing all you see? Today we will make our first real attempt to get past this dark and heavy cloud and go through it to the light beyond. Lower your heel to the wall. Set the strap to the side. Wrap your arms around the bolster and interlock your fingers potentially under it. And if that's too demanding on your shoulders, see if you can interlock under your head on top of the bolster. If not, out to the side in a T shape. We let everything about these shapes, these yoga shapes, open one more inner door after another. Each shape an invitation to go deeper within. Remember the idea of salvaging. We want to salvage this, this pearl of truth, this pearl of radiant love and light that heals all. We're going to find our way there. And because it's radiating out, we get glimpses of it. And those glimpses will prevail longer and longer. There will be only one long practice period today. So turn your head to the right. And here it's making a suggestion that in the morning this be done as soon as you get up if possible. Sit quietly for some 3 to 5 minutes with your eyes closed. At the beginning of the practice period, repeat today's idea very slowly. God goes with me wherever I go. Then make no effort to think of anything. Try instead to get a sense of turning inward, past all the idle thoughts of the world. Try to enter very deeply into your own mind, keeping it clear of any thoughts that might divert your attention. When we excavate something, it's a removal of debris, it's a removal of obstacles to get to something more valuable. And it's asking us to make an effort of not to think of anything as we journey deeper. But sometimes the thoughts and feelings and emotions will come up, and you just hold them up and give them as gifts to God. Why are they gifts to God? But they're gifts to God because each obstacle given to God is dissolved. So now He more freely gets to give to you. Bring your head to the center. And if your fingers are interlocked, change the interlock of your fingers. And slowly turn to the left. And just keep your eyes closed. God goes with me wherever I go. And from time to time, you may repeat the idea if you find it helpful. But most of all, try to sink down and inward, away from the world and all the foolish thoughts of the world. You are trying to reach past all these things. You are trying to leave appearances and approach reality. You are trying to leave appearances and approach reality. That which is changeless, formless, perfect, and eternal. 4 attributes that we'll never find in this world of illusion. Bring your head back to the center. And slowly slide the bolster away. That's it. Your hands can be about shoulder width apart or more if necessary. If they're under the bolster, Maybe they need to be on top of the bolster, maybe off the bolster, reaching up a little bit. Find a place to safely and effectively reach away, gradually increasing the reach and the extension of the elbows and the spread of the fingers. Perfection not required. It's the purpose we give it that is everything. In paragraph 8 it says, it is quite possible to reach God. Wow. As you reach away with your arms, get the feeling of reaching in as well. Reach into your structure as you reach into your mind, as you reach away. It is quite possible to reach God. In fact, it is very easy because it is the most natural thing in the world. You might even say it is the only natural thing in the world. The way will open if you believe that it is possible. This exercise can bring very startling results even the first time it is attempted, and sooner or later it is always successful. We will go into more detail about this kind of practice as we go along, but it will never fail completely, and instant success is possible. It will never fail. With time, we'll get closer and closer, knowing that instant success is possible. Why not if it's the most natural thing we can do? Now slowly bring your arms to your sides. Just move with the feedback, move with the sensation. Arms to your sides. Bend your knees. Push yourself back and roll to one side. And when you're ready, push yourself up. Find a comfortable seat, maybe even leaning against the wall. Sitting comfortably, rest into your bones, rest into your heart, rest into your deepest center. And in closing, the final two paragraphs. Throughout the day, use today's idea often. God goes with me wherever I go. Repeating it very slowly, preferably with eyes closed. Think of what you are saying and what the words mean. Concentrate on the holiness that they imply about you and on the unfailing companionship that is yours, on the complete protection that surrounds you. You can indeed afford to laugh at fear thoughts, remembering that God goes with you wherever you go. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.